Most people think transformation takes years, maybe decades. They picture some slow, distant process, something that happens eventually, if ever. But that's not the truth. Change isn't about time. It's about a decision to break the pattern, to rise above the noise, to stop bargaining with laziness and fear. Give me 7 days of real focus, real discipline, real intentional action, and you won't recognize the person looking back at you in the mirror. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about shedding who you've been. The version of you that made excuses, hit snooze, dodged every hard thing, and coasted on autopilot. Everything you need is already inside you. What's been missing is urgency, clarity, and commitment. Today, I'm handing you a 7-day transformation plan built to make you unrecognizable, not to the people around you, to yourself. You're going to learn how to take your mornings back, kill the habits that are quietly wrecking you, train your body, sharpen your mind, and speak, move, and carry yourself like a different person. Not someday. Starting now. This isn't motivation. It's strategy. It's a blueprint for rewiring how you show up every single day. If you felt stuck, this is the exit. If you felt drained, this is the recharge. And if you're ready to become who you were always meant to be, this is the moment. Stick with me. Here's your roadmap. 1. Stop wasting the first hour of your day. If you want your life to shift in a week, it starts with how you spend that first hour after you wake up. That hour is sacred. It's not just the start of your morning, it's the start of your momentum. Most people roll out of bed, grab their phone, and scroll away their focus before they've even had a glass of water. They hand the day over before it's begun. That's exactly why they stay stuck. Your first hour belongs to you. Not your inbox, not your notifications, not the news cycle. You. Every morning you're standing at the edge of a brand new day. And how you treat that first hour tells your mind and body whether this day actually matters. So give it weight. Wake up with purpose. Drink water. Move, even if it's just a stretch or a short walk. Breathe. Write down what you intend to get done. Speak to your day like you mean it, not a mumble, a command. Build a morning that sharpens you instead of dulling you. Because once you own that first hour, the rest of the day starts working for you instead of against you. This single shift changes how people read you. You'll carry yourself differently, think differently, move like someone with a purpose instead of someone reacting to whatever comes at them. So don't burn your mornings. Protect them. Use them. Master them. Win the first hour, and you've already won the day. 2. Cut one weak habit today. You don't need to overhaul your whole life this week. That's not the point. Real transformation rarely starts by adding things. It starts by removing them. Just one. One habit you already know is dragging you down. A behavior that has no place in the future you're trying to build. Here's the truth. Who you become is shaped less by what you start doing and more by what you finally stop. Every day you let a weak habit stick around, you're feeding the old version of you. And that version already had its turn. It got you here. But the person you're building now can't afford to keep hauling that weight. Whether it's the endless scrolling, the negative self-talk, the late night junk food, skipping workouts, staying up too late, or making excuses, pick the one. Pick the habit that's costing you the most and cut it out like it's poison, because it is. You don't need motivation for this. You need a decision, a hard line that says this ends today. That's the moment things actually shift. This isn't about being perfect. It's about breaking the loop. Pull one destructive habit out by the root, and you make room for something stronger to grow in its place. Don't overthink it into a list of 20 things. Just find the one habit that whispers, "No one will notice. It's not a big deal," because that's exactly the one keeping you small. That's the one chipping away at your self-respect. Get rid of it, quietly, one day at a time, and replace it with something that actually builds you. Reach for your phone first thing. Reach for your goals list instead. Complain out of habit? Try a daily gratitude check instead. Put off the hard stuff. Set a timer and do it first. When you drop even one weak habit, your energy shifts, your standards rise, and you prove to yourself that you're the one in control. Not your urges, not your cravings, not your distractions. That's the kind of power that makes you unrecognizable. Not because the world sees someone different, but because you do. You look in the mirror and realize that old habit doesn't own you anymore. You're building something new, and it started with one decision to let go of what wasn't serving you. Make that decision today. Your future is watching. 3. Move your body like it matters. You can't build a strong mind on top of a weak body. How you move tells the world how you feel about yourself. And more importantly, it tells you. Slouch through your day. Drag your feet like life's a burden. And that energy compounds. Your mind starts believing that story. Your emotions follow your posture. Your thoughts follow your pace. So ask yourself, when's the last time you moved with real fire, with purpose, with a step that says, I'm here to win today? You don't need to become a fitness model or live in the gym 5 hours a day. You need movement with intention. Move your body every day this week like it counts, because it does. This is about reclaiming your space, shaking off old stale energy, and stepping into a new rhythm. Take a hard walk, knock out some push-ups, dance around your room like you own it. Stretch with focus. Breathe deeply while you move. You're not just getting in shape. You're shedding weakness and waking something up. The strength you want to feel in your life starts in your body. Don't tell yourself you'll get to it tomorrow. Do it today. Do it tired. Do it unmotivated, without the perfect playlist or the right shoes. Just move. Because movement builds momentum. And the more you move, the more alive you feel. And the more alive you feel, the more confident you become. Confidence is magnetic. It changes how people see you, how you walk into a room, how you speak, how you lead, how you live. If you want to become unrecognizable, stop moving like the person you used to be. That version moved slow, played it small, hesitated. Not this version. This one moves with certainty, trains with intensity, stands tall, and treats every breath like it counts, because it does. So make it a rule this week. Move daily, move on purpose, move like the person you're becoming, not the one you've been. Your future self will thank you. Your mind will thank you. And the world won't be able to help but notice, because when your body starts showing up with power, everything else follows. 4. Cut the noise and control what you consume. If you want clarity, confidence, and focus, protect your mind first. What goes in shapes what comes out. You can't flood your head with chaos and expect peace. You can't scroll through negativity all day and expect to walk around with strength. Your mind is your command center, and the quality of your thoughts tracks directly with the quality of what you feed it. Most people are drowning in noise, scrolling endless opinions, binging content that offers nothing but distraction, taking life advice from people who've never built anything. No wonder they feel lost and overwhelmed. Your environment isn't just physical, it's digital, mental, emotional. And if you don't take control of it, it takes control of you. So this week, cut the noise, unfollow what drains you, mute the voices that make you second guess yourself. Step back from the doom scrolling, the gossip, the fear-driven news cycle. Not forever, just for 1 week. 1 week of quiet from the outside world, so you can finally hear your own voice again. Replace it with better input. Listen to things that build you. Watch content that pushes you toward action. Read something that sharpens your thinking. Surround yourself with ideas that challenge you to grow, instead of comforting you into staying the same. You don't have to be perfect about it, just intentional, because every better input you choose strengthens the foundation of who you're becoming. And it's not only about content, it's about people too. Who are you letting into your emotional space? Are they lifting you or pulling you down? Reminding you of your strength or feeding your doubt? Protecting your energy isn't rude, it's responsible. You don't owe anyone your attention, especially not people who won't respect your growth. This is your week to rewire, to reframe your mind around focus and purpose. Turn down the noise and tune into your mission. And once your inputs are cleaned up, you'll notice something powerful. You think clearer, move faster, believe deeper. Your goals come into focus, your values get louder, and the chaos of the world loses its grip on you. If you want to become unrecognizable, feed your mind like someone going somewhere. Starve the distractions, fuel the vision. Your mind is too valuable to waste on junk. Guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. 5. Plan like a professional. Stop winging it. Nobody stumbles into greatness. You plan your way there. You can't expect to be unrecognizable by the end of the week if every day starts with guesswork and ends in confusion. Winners don't wing it. They prepare. They write things down. They live by direction, not by default. Here's something simple but powerful. Every minute spent planning saves hours of wasted effort. People treat planning like it's boring or a time sink, but it actually gives you back more time than you'd think. Without a plan, your energy leaks out, your focus drifts, your decisions get delayed, and suddenly the day's gone and nothing that mattered got done. So start planning like your future depends on it, because it does. Every night before bed, map out the next day. Don't leave your goals floating around in your head. Put them on paper, put them in your phone, make them real and visible. Know what time you're waking up. Know your top 3 priorities. Know when you're tackling the hard stuff, not if, but when. Then in the morning, review it like a playbook before a big game. Don't wait for the mood to strike or hope the day flows your way. Take control of it. A clear plan builds confidence. It kills decision fatigue. It makes it easier to say no to distractions because you've already said yes to your priorities. When something tries to pull you off track, you'll know it immediately because your direction is already locked in. And here's the payoff. Once you're living by a plan, momentum builds fast. You start getting more done in one focused day than you used to get done in a scattered week. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop surviving the day and start building something out of it. That's what separates someone becoming unrecognizable. Not more hours worked, but smarter ones. Don't confuse being busy with making progress. Busy without clarity is just noise. A plan is your compass. It's how you rise above average, how you take your life off autopilot and put it back in your own hands. So stop hoping things work out. Start designing your days on purpose. Live with intention instead of impulse, because when you plan like a pro, you move like a leader, execute like a winner, and the person you were a week ago won't even recognize who you're becoming now. 6. Do hard things on purpose. If you want to change fast, make this your new rule. Do hard things on purpose, not because you're forced to, but because you choose to. The people who grow fastest are the ones who stop avoiding discomfort and start seeking it out. Most people spend their whole lives trying to make everything easier, chasing shortcuts, comfort zones, routes. What they don't realize is that every time you dodge something hard, you delay your own potential. Every time you play it safe, your confidence shrinks a little more. Growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from challenge, pressure, resistance. That's where real character gets built. So this week, lean into discomfort. Get up earlier than you want to. Speak up when it's uncomfortable. Push your body when your mind wants to quit. Start the thing you've been putting off. Get disciplined with your time. Face the fear head on. Whatever's hard, make it your assignment. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Get ahead of it, because comfort will never lead you to greatness, but discomfort is the doorway. Training yourself to do hard things makes you mentally tougher. It builds grit, it builds self-respect, and that's the fuel real transformation runs on. It doesn't have to be extreme. Start small. Pick one hard thing today and finish it no matter how you feel, because the power isn't in the size of the task. It's in following through. The second you push past resistance, something in you shifts. You stop being run by your feelings and start being led by your mission. And here's the reward. Once you're used to doing hard things, easy things stop exciting you. You start craving growth, start seeking out challenges, because you finally see what you're capable of. Hard things become your training ground, and what used to scare you eventually becomes your baseline. This is how you get unrecognizable, not because life got easier, but because you got tougher, sharper, stronger. People will notice the change without seeing the work behind it. The quiet battles, the discomfort you sat with, the resistance you pushed through. But you'll know, you'll feel it in how you carry yourself, in your decisions. So if there's one thing you carry out of this week, let it be this. Never back down from the hard path. Take it, own it, get through it, because the person you're trying to become is waiting on the other side of it. 7. Talk like you've already won. Words carry weight. They're not just sounds. They're commands to your subconscious. Every time you speak, you're reinforcing either strength or weakness, belief or doubt, progress or excuses. If you want to be unrecognizable in a week, start talking like the person you're becoming instead of the one you've been. Think about how you talk about your goals. Do you say, I hope I can, or I will? I'm trying, or I'm doing it. There's a real gap between someone who says they'll try to change and someone who says they're already changing. One leaves the door open for failure. The other creates certainty. From here forward, your language has to shift. Stop speaking in maybes. Stop watering your dreams down with soft language. Speak like your actions matter, like your habits are improving, like your success is inevitable. Because when your words change, your mind follows. And when your mind shifts, your behavior transforms with it. That doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means speaking the truth from where your potential stands, not just where you are today. Been lazy? Say that version is gone. Failed before? Call it training, not defeat. Been doubting yourself? Say you've decided to believe again. Speak life into your direction, instead of delay into your excuses. This isn't fake positivity, it's a focused identity. Because you're not just describing your situation, you're speaking to your spirit, and your spirit is listening. Say, I can't, and it shuts down. Say, I will, and it rises. So talk like you've already won, not because everything's perfect, but because your mindset is shifting, and that shift matters more than any single outcome. Watch yourself talk. Don't joke about your flaws like they're permanent. Don't hide behind sarcasm. Speak with clarity, with belief, with strength, and extend that same energy to the people around you. Speak power into their lives too. Speak encouragement over their journey. What you put out is what comes back to you. Your voice carries weight, not because it's loud, but because it comes from belief. And belief changes how you act, how you show up. That's what makes you unrecognizable. Not just what you do, but how you speak about it. So this week, every time you catch a weak sentence coming out, flip it, rebuild it, rewire it. Speak like the future version of you is already here. Because the more you talk like you've already won, the faster you actually become that person. 8. Dress with intention. Let's be clear. How you present yourself doesn't define your worth, but it absolutely shapes your mindset. How you show up physically sets the tone for how you act, how people treat you, and how seriously you take yourself. You don't need designer clothes or a closet full of new things. You need intention. Dress like someone who's going somewhere, someone building, growing, stepping into a higher version of their life. When you're dressed sharp and put together, you stand taller, speak with more confidence, move with more certainty. Why? Because you're signaling to your own brain that today matters, that you're not lounging, you're leading. And that subtle shift bleeds into everything else you do. This is about honoring the process. If you're working on becoming unrecognizable, your outer presentation should reflect that inner shift. Stay in pajamas all day, and your body absorbs the message that today isn't serious. Get dressed with intention. Even if no one else sees you, and you're reinforcing a different message entirely. that you're showing up to win. And don't write this off as shallow. It's not about impressing anyone else. It's about discipline, self-respect, internal alignment. Take pride in your appearance in even the smallest ways. Clean shoes, neat hair, ironed clothes, and your standard goes up. When your standard goes up, your results follow. You're building a new identity this week, and every piece of it has to be intentional. How you move, how you speak, and yes, how you look. Think of your clothes as armor, not to shield you from the world, but to remind you who you are inside it. Look in the mirror and see a focused, polished, capable version of yourself. And you start acting like that person, making decisions from that energy. And that's how change speeds up. You don't need a new wardrobe. Just elevate what you've already got. Before you walk out the door, stand in front of the mirror and ask if this version of you looks like someone chasing something real. If the answer is no, adjust, not for vanity, for vision. Because the person you're becoming deserves to be seen, even if it's only by you. So dress like every day matters. Carry yourself like your future is already unfolding, because it is. And when people see you, let them feel it before you say a word. This person is on a mission. When your presence speaks before you do, you're not just changing, you're becoming unforgettable. 9. Build a 7-day streak of self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're trying to become. If you want to be unrecognizable in a week, you don't need anything magic. You need momentum, and momentum comes from one thing: self-discipline. Doing what needs to get done, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Most people treat discipline like a punishment. It's not, it's a gift, the highest form of self-respect. When you keep your word to yourself, when you say you'll do something and actually follow through, you start trusting yourself, and that trust becomes real power. Confidence doesn't live in comfort or hype. It lives in quiet consistency. So here's your mission. Build a 7-day streak of showing up for yourself without fail. 7 days of doing what you said you'd do. Wake up when you plan to. Stick to your routine. Eat what actually fuels you. Train your body. Skip the junk habits. Finish the tasks. Keep the promises. And when your mind starts begging for comfort, stay the course. This isn't about perfection. It's about the pattern. 1 day becomes 2, 2 becomes 4. And before long, your stackings wins. And each one rewires your brain a little further until it starts whispering, "This is who I am now. I follow through." That's how real change happens. Not through big declarations, but through simple, disciplined actions repeated daily. This streak isn't for anyone else to see. It's your own inner contract. Proof to yourself that you're serious about becoming more. Because nobody will believe in you until you believe in you. And nothing builds that belief like discipline. Discipline is quiet, but its results are loud. People won't see the early mornings, the temptations you turn down, the sacrifices, but they'll see the shift in your energy. And the best part is, you don't have to wait to feel motivated. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings, only your decision. Once you commit to that 7-day streak, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop asking if you feel like it. You just say, "This is who I am now." That's identity level change. And identity change is the real foundation of transformation. So start the streak. Track it if that helps. Feel the momentum build. And by the end of the week, you'll look back and realize you're not the same person who made excuses, broke promises, or ran from discomfort. You're becoming someone the old you wouldn't recognize. That's what this week is really about. 7 days. Full commitment. No compromise. Watch what happens. 10. Build a non-negotiable night routine. How you end your day matters just as much as how you start it. Most people let their evenings collapse, scrolling until they're numb, snacking until they're bloated, falling asleep with their minds still spinning, and then they wonder why the next day feels foggy. If you want to be unrecognizable in a week, end each day like someone who's actually serious about their future. That means building a non-negotiable night routine, not something robotic, something intentional. Your night routine is the bridge between who you were today and who you're aiming to be tomorrow. It's where you lock in your progress, reflect honestly, and prepare for the next round. Start by powering down the noise. Screens off, the day's input cut, so your mind actually gets a chance to settle. Then run a short review. What did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? What am I grateful for right now? 5 minutes, but it rewires a lot. Then set the next day in motion before you sleep. Lay your clothes out. Build your to-do list. Write down your top 3 priorities. Don't wait for morning clarity. Decide now while your mind is calm. So when the sun comes up, you're not stumbling, you're executing. Then do something that signals peace, a few pages of a good book, some journaling, or just sitting in silence and breathing. Whatever it is, let it tell your mind we're shutting down with strength, not chaos. And the power is in making it non-negotiable, meaning even on the nights you're exhausted or tempted to just crash, you follow through because this is who you are now, not someone chasing success, but someone actually living it, night after night. That's what separates people who just dream from people who actually do. One runs on intention, the other on impulse. This night routine becomes your anchor. So no matter how the day went, win or lesson, you close it with purpose, and you sleep knowing you ended the day with dignity. That feeling builds self-respect, and self-respect fuels consistency. So from tonight forward, no more careless endings. No more crashing into sleep like a wreck. Finish strong, reset, recommit, and wake up with the fire already lit. Because when you master your nights, your mornings follow, your momentum compounds, and the transformation you started becomes permanent. It becomes you. You don't need a new year to change your life. You don't need more time, more money, or more motivation. You need a decision. 7 days of clarity, discipline, and purpose. That's all it takes to start becoming unrecognizable. Not to the people around you first, to yourself. When you take your morning seriously, cut the distractions, drop the weak habits, move with power, speak with belief, something shifts. You start breaking the grip of who you used to be, and you start stepping into who you were actually meant to be. Not some generic version of success. Your version, the one that's been buried under years of delay, doubt, and noise. This week challenged you to own your mornings, to cut one destructive habit, to move your body like it matters, to control your inputs, to plan like a professional, to embrace hard things, to speak like a winner, to dress like someone going somewhere, to build a streak of discipline, and to end every day on purpose. That's a real blueprint for change. That's how you go from average to exceptional, from lost to focused, from ordinary to unrecognizable. And here's the part most people miss. This week is only the start. If you can do it for 7 days, you can do it for 14. If you can do 14, you can carry it into a month, and after a month, you're not just changing anymore. You've already changed. People start noticing. Opportunities start showing up, not out of luck, but because of how you're showing up. You've trained your mind, your body, your habits, and your energy to run on a different frequency. But the real reward is internal. It's the peace of knowing you kept your word to yourself. The pride of watching real progress. The satisfaction of becoming someone you actually respect. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Let your actions speak. Let your discipline do the talking. Let people feel your growth before you ever say a word about it. So, what's next? You keep going. You repeat the process. You double down on what's working. You stay hungry, stay grounded, and you never settle back into who you used to be because you've proven something real. Change isn't a myth. It isn't some someday idea. It's real. It's possible. And it starts in 1 week. You already made the choice to begin. Now make the choice to keep going because everything the world has seen from you so far was just the preview. The real story starts now, and it all began with 7 powerful days.